Oh, I can see everybody. Nick, I'm fine, thank you. Okay, good morning, everyone. Connection. My first experience with connection was feeling very disconnected. And I went to do some karma yoga. And I thought I was going to be doing some physical activity, yoga, right? Karma yoga. It was standing up on the ladder, putting books in order. And I'm like, what fun is this? So I'm talking back and forth to my girlfriend. I'm like, sorry, what did I get you into? Because I normally drag somebody else along with me with these little adventures. And I'm starting to talk, and the person in charge says, what's going on with you? And I said, I'm feeling very disconnected. So he puts up his finger, and he said, touch my finger. Now you're connected. So I invite each one of you to do that. Bring up your right hand, your left hand. Close your eyes and try this one. Let's see. See how connected you really are. And try to bring your fingers together, and now you're connected. And as I started doing work in yoga, and going a little further with this from karma yoga to years of study, I realized that this connection was all we really needed. And if you look at this circle, we are connected with the right side of our body, which is also known as the doing side, the active side, the solar. The left side, which is our feminine, our receiving energy, the moon energy, cooling. And it all emanates from the heart. So from our heart, we can connect with ourselves and always bring together the doing and the being, which makes us one with humanity. So we are both spirit and human. We come into this world, I believe, as spirit, and then we try to learn how to be human. And it's a challenge. And very often being human gives a bad rap with being human. Ego. We use this word ego. Oh, you're being in your ego. Ego has a lot of different meanings. And I think definitions need to be defined, because meanings, we put a thought or an idea and we try to put it in the box called a word. And depending on what size the box is and whether we can open the box, there's very often miscommunication, which is another way of saying not connected. So communion, communicating, is all part of being connected. And when not connected, we are separated. So most of us, when we're feeling alone and separated, the Course in Miracles talks to this about being the biggest sin. And most of us, the underlying fear or the need that is underlying or an underlying need with fear is the sense of us not being connected and being separated from God. So according to the Course in Miracles, and the primary spiritual practice is that of forgiveness in the Course of Miracles, which it defines as the healing of the belief in separation. Forgiveness is a process by which we heal our experience of being separate from others, from our true self, and ultimately from God. It is first and foremost a willingness to look at and release the thoughts of judgment within our own minds that reinforce the ideas of separation, inequality, and differences that turn brothers into enemies, and to allow our deeper thoughts of connection, equality, and essential oneness to dawn again in our awareness. In this process, we are restored to the experience of peace and of love that are our true nature and our birthright as sons and daughters of the divine. So they talk about, in the Course in Miracles, and I think in most spiritual practices, of being connected with self, with source, and with one another. And so here we have a family, or a sangha, as they talk about in the Buddhist, of one another's. And sometimes we just need to look at one another or be reminded by each other of who we are and whose we are. And then there are those times, I know for myself, it may not be an experience for anybody else here, but I kind of think it is, when I go into this spinning cycle of thoughts, judgment, criticism, and they usually start with myself. Not good enough, woulda, coulda, shoulda, and so this conversation creates this battle in my mind, and it's not very peaceful, and it's not very loving. And then I go on to how I should know better. Then the arrogance sets in. I should know better. And so there's separation there. So I have little tools about coming back to that. So when I go into that washing machine of thoughts doing their thing, and I can't find the pause button, I just try to, often I'll reach out to somebody else and say, can you help me stop this? Like, I know better, I know these are just thoughts, and I can't get to that center, to the calm that's in that storm. And I'm aware that there's a storm going on, and I'm aware that there's a center, and I can't find my way back home. Has anybody else ever been there in that black cloud of like gunk? And so where do we go and what do we do? Do we do our thoughts again? So it's our thoughts that got us there. And if our thoughts were thinking on the right track, we wouldn't be there. So what to do? What to do? I'm one that needs help from the outside, reflections of, and or a physical touch of some sort to remind me that I am here, that I am present, that I am in this body. And this body is a tool to get me to where I need to go. And it's a blessing. Each one of us came here as spirit in this form of this body. Whether we fell from the stars, whether we were fish, Big Bang Theory, I don't know, but we're here. And so with that here-ness, I think it's a good idea to celebrate that all the time and to be grateful for who we are and whose we are. So when the going gets rough, there's nobody there on the other end of the phone. My thoughts are going whatever. I either try to listen to music, put new thoughts in, new tapes, literally new tapes into the cassette player. Yes, I still have the cassette player. Because the high tech, I can't get this stuff to work. It just doesn't, you know. I will catch up in time. You know, the world is spinning really quickly. It used to be, you know, the operator's on the phone. Yes, you are connected to the other end. And now it's like internet connection. I don't know where I am. And so when I'm spinning and I'm out there, somebody help me. Kate, help. I cannot do this. Sometime I will learn in time. But for now, the cassettes go in. I know how to do that. So I changed the cassette and the tapes. I have my handy dandy essential oils. I pull them out when I need to. Music, a walk in nature, a child, an animal, something to remind me, and so that I could be in the experience of. And so for the next moment or so, I'm going to take us all through an experience of, an inner experience of your true nature, the nature from the outside world, and the nature that's inside of you, and how we're connected to everything. So I invite you to feel your feet on the floor, grounded into the earth. Close your eyes, if you would, and just feel the connection to Mother Earth, to the nurturing aspect, to the groundedness. We landed here on Earth, whether you like it or not, we're here. So be here. Feel the earth in your body, the bones, the structure, your structure. And from this structure, allow the energy in your spine, which is also a structure, to carry your breath from the tip of your tailbone to the top of your spine, which is really your third eye. It's between your eyebrows. And just breathe in love and gratitude. And when our earth energy is in balance, we feel safe and secure. And when it's not, fear often arises. So when that fear comes in, you may want to listen to it and treat it like a little baby and find out, what are you afraid of? What is it that you need at this very moment to allow you to feel grounded and safe and secure within your body and within the earth? And from this rooting in the earth, your first chakra, bring your energy up to your sacrum, second chakra, a sacred area. Water, the water element. Visualize the water in the outside world, the ocean, the lakes, the ponds. And with that ocean, the waves roll in, the waves roll out. We are each a wave in the ocean of love and abundance. And we can learn from that ocean. We are part of that ocean. To go with the flow, whether that flow be the motion or the emotions of sadness, fear, love, joy. It moves through us. Often sadness is so related to that ocean. We have saltwater tears. Our tears are made of salt water. We are connected to the ocean of love in whatever form it takes. From this sacrum area, the sacred area, bring your attention up to your solar plexus area. It's the fire center. The fire, the sun, it warms the planet. We rotate around the sun. It is the center of our being. So located in that solar plexus belly button area, it's also the home of your digestion. And so when your fires are working properly, your digestion is smooth. And when your digestion is off, you could look at, what am I feeding myself? Food for thought. When I am eating, what am I eating with, or whom? Is the TV on in the background, telling us all about the complications of the world? Or are we focusing within and allowing that divine light to help nourish us? So from this sense of warmth and good digestion, allow yourself to rise up to your heart chakra. And I'm going to call this the heart mind. It's also the air element. The lungs are working constantly to massage the heart. Air is the home of prana, life force, energy. So we get to connect with spirit, with life force through our breath. So as you breathe in, allow yourself to be nourished by the breath of God. And as you breathe out, allow there to be a cleansing breath, releasing old thoughts, old ideas, patterns that no longer serve you. And just know that as long as we're alive here, we get to start over again and again from breath to breath. We get to choose our thoughts. We get to choose how we nourish ourselves. And so now I invite you, with your eyes closed still, to find your hands again. Right hand, left hand, giving, receiving. And pull your hand, warm your hands together. Feel your internal heat and energy. And then bring your hands over your eyes. Feel the warmth, feel your own energy. allow your eyes to open slowly into your hands. Bring your hands together in prayer at your heart center. Bow your head to your heart to honor that inner teacher within. It's also called Namaste. So the divine in me, the God in me, the love in me, honors the divine in you. And I invite you to face your neighbor and just bow and honor the face of the divine, the face of God within. And just for a moment longer, I'm sorry, I know my time is up. Just if you could just honor and smile to the face of God with everybody in the room. This was the high-tech system that I couldn't get working, so it's playing in the background. I just trust that it will emanate and get to where it's supposed to go. So it's the face of God in everyone. Thank you. So now will a lovely face of God who would like to share any of their experience please speak up?